All
Mm-hmm.
right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Javier, and I got Tien here with me. And also, we have our second place YCS participant. State your name.
Darren Dyal.
Yeah, what did you play?
I played the Dragon Link deck.
All right, man. Let's see the
Yeah.
sauce. What you got?
All right, man. So
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
I'm
wait, wait,
playing.
wait, wait, wait. Before we start, shout outs.
Yeah, yeah, it's so important. So shout outs. Number one shout out, of course, my sponsors, my guys, Team Genesis. Please check them out. They're amazing. They're awesome. They were my spirit bomb throughout all of this. Just absolutely amazing. Since joining these guys, I've just been excelling so much more. They've been amazing to me, such a great support. Shout outs to Tristan Bridges, Landon Oliver, Daniel Ramirez, of course, Javier, Tien, the whole Genesis team. Like they were just so, everyone was so supportive, everyone was so great. Just short of that first place, but it's okay. And I'm just going to keep grinding and get stronger. But yeah, thank you to all those guys, and thanks you to my local guys. I have them here at the front. So like shout outs to Russell, Tyler Langus, Justin Chorney, we got Nicholas, and then my boy, we got Andrew Yee. He lent me one of the spice cards in the deck, and this entire deck belongs to my main guy, Daniel Zhang. So shout outs to all those guys as well as like the rest of the local guys, Justin, JBJ, like all those guys, like Nigel, those guys were amazing.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Let's check this out then.
All right, so here's the deck. So this is the card that I was talking about. Shout outs to Andrew Yee. He let me borrow this card, Chaos Emperor, the Dragon of Armageddon. Dude, this card was a sauce. Like,
Is that the Ultra?
no, it's not. It's
Oh,
I
I was
wish
about to
you could
say,
have. No,
damn.
it's just a secret, but I couldn't find this card anywhere, and like apparently it's being bought out or whatnot. I don't know, bro. But this card is so good in Dragon Link. Like I abuse this card so much. Like he was hands down my favorite. I'm so glad. He's so cool looking, amazing effect. He adds a banished dragon monster to my hand. When he's summoned, I can pay half my life points, send as many cards in my zones other than my extra monster zone to the graveyard, and then I send that many on my opponent's side of the field. This card is just absolutely insane. Like this card just allows for the recovery plays, the things that you need. Like every time I saw this card in my hand, it was just godly. So love this card with the passion. He was amazing. Definitely my spirit monster. He was amazing. So to go along with them, we had Chaos Dragon Leviathan here. So he's kind of like these two like are both like kind of similar to one another, same stats lines for the most part. 3,000
Yeah,
attack, level 8.
right.
They're both the power cards. Like you kind of think about it like the BLS, or you think about the Chaos Emp, I guess. And that's what these two kind of are. They just allow for your blowouts, and this card pops cards and discards one out of your opponent's hand. This card's recovery card. So these two work in great combination, and you'll see how much synergy this deck has. I'm going to go into a lot more detail than I have in other profiles, so this one will have a lot more. So these two work really good. Level 8 being really important too.
Okay.
Uh, Really important. The red MD, when you get nibbed, you want when you have Radic Seal, you want to go into this thing. To accompany it, we have the one black metal in one of this card. Technically, if Droll starts seeing more play, like that's the whole reason I played this deck. The reason I played is because a lot of people are playing low impact hand traps, whereas the high impact ones that hurt this deck a lot, such as Droll Lockbird, Nibiru, things like that, people are not playing. So I got away with it because people are leaning towards Valor, Imperm, because I mean, why not? You have Tri Brigade is one of the best decks, and those cards work really good against Tri Brigade. But this deck just eats off of that because they can Valor, they can Imperm. You just keep combo. Like I've had guys hand trap me like 3-4 times, and I still end off with the full board. So it's absolutely insane, like what this deck can do. So that's why I decided to play this. And like I said, if Droll becomes more popular, I increase this number. But for now, this card was good having it at 1.
Okay.
Um, One Brotar, a lot of people are cutting this card because LP is out of the picture now. Yes, LP's banned. I don't have LP anywhere in my deck. I don't have, multiple Striker Dragons. But this card is really good off of Seal, and this is what, like, again, the synergy I was talking about. This card, Brotar, off of the sphere, gets you one of these two cards, whichever you need. This is like, if they have a board, you can break it, you can like pop cards. This is your recovery play if you need to add one of your banish to your hand. So this, like, it gets you either one of these two cards or any other, like, it can even get you the red MD, etc. So I really like this card. I think Brotar is really good. You can still Pisty summon it back. I liked it. I had no complaints. Yeah, really liked it. You have your baby dragons, your white and your black standard. Um, you got your triple Seifert. This is like your like kind of best normal summon, but the other thing is like, so this card and these two cards work in conjunction with one another, because if these two are in your grave, you banish this, add this, right? So a lot of times that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like banishing, adding these two to my hand. Like, it's just insane. Like, you can go, there's a really cool combo with Dragon Ravine. If you have this in your hand and you don't have any kind of starter, you go Ravine, pitch this, dump this, activate the effect of Safer, add Chaos Emperor, Emperor effect, add Safer to your hand, and you now have a Safer in your hand for your starter. And this is your best starter card. So, like, just having that line of play is so amazing. Like, the synergy for this deck is just crazy. So, three Safer, definitely best starter. Really like it. We got the two Chamber Dragon Maid. I know some people play one, some people play three. I like two. I'm playing 44 cards. I am not playing 40. I tried it. I was clogging a lot of cards, and then not just that. There was a lot of cards that I wanted to play, but I didn't have room in the side deck. And because this was like the kind of like the first YCS after the first ban list, there was going to be such a wide variety. So I needed to have my deck ready for as much as possible, which I was really happy about. So two Chamber Dragon Maid, really good. Searches your tiding.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that in your match. You got a lot of value out of that.
Absolutely, yeah. And like the Chamber, like this thing is like, you trap banish, get this back. Like this card is so. And the thing is like people think, oh well, this is only good going first. That's not true actually at all, because I lost almost all my dice rolls. Top 16, I did lose all my dice rolls. In Swiss rounds, I lost all my dice rolls except for whichever round Ryan Levine was. I think it was round 7, and then top 32. Other than that, lost every single dice roll. So, and this card was still good because this card with tiding is like an extender on its own. So, I still thought this card was really good. So, liked it. Won a lot going second. So, I still think, yeah, it's good. We got two Tracer. This card was insane. Your Rocket Engine is obviously insane. Your one Recharger, and then your two Synchron for the Halki plays. Or like, you normal summon this card a lot. Like, I think a lot of people saw me do it against Senna in the semifinals. I did like a play where I was able to have he set up like his like board of like Tri Brigade, and I was able to break it just with a quick launch and an Absa router. So I just like, summoned out the Rocket Tracer, summoned out the Absa router, and like I was able to get like two free level 8s on board. And I never did that before. Like, it was just like something that just randomly came into my head, and I thought, I've never been like, I think at this YCS I was put into so many awkward and weird situations, like summoning a Savage with no links in my grave. Like, I just did some of the weirdest plays, but it's because I think with the caliber of players, the hand traps, things like that, like you were forced to think on the spot. And this deck is just so flexible. So yeah, it just really, really worked. Two Noctovision, amazing card. Extender draws you a card. Pat kind of talked about this in his player interview afterwards, where he said with Dragon Link, you know what cards they have in hand. This card prevents that because this card gives you a draw, so they're not able to like map out your hand. With Pack, he was able to really map my hand out and be like, so you have this, this, and this, and this. Okay, and then it helps him coordinate through it. Whereas Nocto allows you to like, draw cards, have advantage, has a really nifty, cool graveyard effect that no one knows. When you have a set tiding and they try to cosmic, you banish this card, protects the set, and they can't target that set again. So
Nice,
this card's
nice.
yeah, this card's insane. So Everybody read your cards. It's really important.
Reading is fundamental.
Absolutely. Roll 101. So that mostly does it for like the monsters. We do have more monsters, but like for like the combo cards, I guess, or the engine cards. Now we have the hand traps, which I play a lot of. So two effect Veiler, Tri Brigade, you know, that's mostly like the main one. Tri Brigades, Drytron, if you want to hit the Exceed monsters, not bad. Two Ghost Belt, Preg Kids, Drytron, anything like that, and then also the Revolt comes in really clutch. This card is just. This was actually so these two here were my 44th card. So these two were my 42nd, and then this was my 44th because I just thought this card was too versatile not to play. And then I'm like, I want to play it in the side deck, but I want more cards. So it was kind of like going back and forth. And I just decided to put in the main deck, and man, I was happy I did. Like this card was even Pac. Like Pac told me afterwards, he's like, I did not expect that Ghost Spell game one, and yeah, two Ghost Spell was really, really good. So I'm happy I fit that in.
Yeah.
Triple Ash, Ash is Ash. Again, it's like a low impact hand trap, but it's the most versatile. I want my hand traps to work in conjunction with one another. So I don't play like Phantasme, I don't play Imperm. Technically, like, you know, I could change it up, but at the time when I made this deck, you know, 3 weeks ago, I thought this was the best, especially since the meta wasn't defined. And I'm happy. Like the Ash came up. It did definitely come up. And then because the meta wasn't defined, this card excelled, which was Gamma and the brick. Funny enough, against Virtual World in Swiss, I did normal summon this and attack for game, so Driver wasn't completely dead. Yeah, I think a lot of times, like, I love it when there's so many people who asked my Chaos Space this weekend, and I had Gamma. I was trying to get Pac on that too in the top cut, but he played around this really well. And he even said, he's like, I'm not falling for any Gamma. And I'm like, shoot. So I was trying to get him on that. Trying, it didn't work, but still really good. Helped me out like all the time. I drew Gamma all the time going second. And Javi knows that he saw it. This card was clutch, bro. I stopped like Tri Brigades, Prank Kids, like I went second, and this is what really helped me. So, oh man, Gamma was lit. Like he was so good. Speaking of which, Chaos Space, really good. I always mill it off of my Chaos Ruler, and it's always an extra draw. So it's really good. This card's debatable. World Legacy. So in the finals, when you guys saw me pass, this is the card that I bricked on two of. I didn't have any monster. If I did, this card wouldn't have been a brick. But like, yeah, you know, it was a brick. It was what it was. But you know, I still like it. I like it for the Pisty plays. I like it for the Brotar. Like, there's like key things that I do use it for. So I'm happy with that. And I don't think I would cut it. Maybe play two, but I still like it. I really, really like the World Legacy Guard Dragon. 3 quick launch. Busted. Won me my semifinals. When I was under, I changed it to an anti-spell and it won me the game. Like, it was nuts. Boot Sector, of course. Ravine, of course. And then 2 Tiding.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How many times did you play that card?
Tiding?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Quite a few times. Like, even I was hoping against Pac that this card would lead me, but he had the extender. I play this card a lot, bro. Like, having this in Seal, it feels like an FTK sometimes. Like, this card is so nice. Like, basically, Dragon turn from, like, it's still combo, but it's more control. Like, you want to control, basically, now. So, yeah, I thought this card was insane. I even use it. You know, going second, I mostly actually use this for, it's like I would mill it off of Chaos Ruler, and it's just a free extension with Chamber Dragon Maid. So it was really good.
Yep.
Yeah. So I can go on to, what is this? This is a side deck. So we can go on to the side deck next. You know, again, diverse meta, didn't know what it was. First time ban list. We knew Tri Brigade was going to be there. Drytron was going to be there. I was scared of my deck. I actually didn't know if anybody would pick up on whether Dragon Link was good or not. Seems like nobody did, but I'm happy I played it. So, Nibiru, I think you have to have some way, shape, or form of this card in your deck, whether that's main deck, side deck, whatever, right? Like you have to have this card. 2 Droll, like I said, I was actually scared of the mirror match, but then also this is good against Droll. It's good, or against what is the deck called? Drytron. It's also good against like just like random decks, I guess. Yeah, Virtual World somewhat. It's also good against Shaddoll Invoked, which I ran into one of, so that was interesting. Didn't get sided a whole lot. Maybe I would have like in Top Cut. Obviously, the switches because now you're in like the meta zone, but still, it wasn't bad. 2 Skullmeister, Prank Kids, really good. Other graveyard stuff, really good. 3 Talents going first. I actually put this thing going second, and I drew it against Senna, and this card was insane because against Tri Brigade, like this card isn't only good just going first; it's good at going like you can break boards with this card. Against Senna, I had this card, and I was able to just like draw 2 after he Shuregged me. So this card was actually I put it in the walk going second actually, so it's really good. Um, 2 Twin and then 2 Cosmic. Um, it hits the Prank Kids spell card before the main phase, anti spell, etc., etc. This card was clutch. Oh, my most clutch play was against a Prank Kids player in Swiss, where I had Quick Launch and Cosmic. He goes, activate a card called Blizzard, target my Quick Launch. I had no monster that I could summon. It was just through the Quick Launch, and we were getting close to time. And I was able to Cosmic my own Quick Launch, remove it off the field, still special summon, and then go from game from there. And I know that's Danny's favorite play of this entire tournament. So shout outs to Danny. He always talks about that one. So yeah, so that was really good. And then because we were playing like I thought there would be more Rogue, Feather Duster, and Reboot. But Reboot isn't just for Rogue. Like Reboot is for Tri Brigade because like when they set up, they have to have Revolt and Judgment. And if they don't have Revolt, like in top 4, was top 4? No, top 8 again, Samchung. I had a feeling like if he had Solemn Judgment, he won. If he didn't, if it was Strike Imperm with his Revolt, he lost. He didn't have the Judgment. I then proceeded to Boral Sword. I was going to call it FTK, OTK him, but yeah, it was insane. So definitely glad I played Reboot. Yeah, there was also that Eldritch deck in top 4. Super scary. I versed that in Swiss. I think it was Cesar Gonzalez. I did open this, but he had border, so not much you can do to that. Yeah, and then for extra, 1 Striker Dragon. Yes, guys, not 2, not 3. I wish this card was at 3. This hurt a lot, but technically it is at multiple because again, like I said, we got Chaos Space to shuffle it back into the deck, and then we got Chaos Emperor that returns it to the deck too. So like this card is actually played in multiples in my deck. So yeah, for people who say that I play multiple, yes, I do. I love this card. So definitely do play multiples. We can play the LP, unfortunately, so we have the Pisty. Like I said, with World Legacy is still good. You don't really like do the whole combo like you would before, but this is kind of like for like late game. When they give you like a link zone, like the Appaloosa. I use this a lot when they give me like again Sky Striker. If they put a Shizuku pointing in the middle zone, this is just free. Against like so much, like this card is just so free a lot of times, so it's really good. Um, 2 Seal. I know my face gets printed on this by my friends a lot. I thought it was funny. This card is like really good. Like this is, not only is this a disruption, it's a recovery card because you just special summon you can special summon any of your dragons to recover afterwards. You can get like Tracer, you can get Chamber, you can get Safer, and you can get Brotar. That Brotar can get you to, Levianeer, or it can get you to Chaos Emperor. So like this card's insane. Like everyone asked me if this card's gonna get banned, and I'm like, bro, like I don't know. Stop asking me, but like I don't know. And I'm just like, this card is insane though. This card is like legit. Um, yeah. And then we have the Romulus. Everybody hand traps this card. This is like the number one like hand trap target. Like It's like a magnet for hand traps. And like I think it's correct. Like, yeah, getting Ravine hurts a lot. In the Dragoonity Remus version, definitely hurts a lot more when this gets hand trapped. When they hand trap me, it doesn't hurt as much because I still have the rest of my deck to rely on. So I'm not relying on having that Ravine in my hand. And then we have Quad Boral. This card was insane against Senna, against Sam, against any Tri Brigade. Like this card just pops or Rugals and just allows me to OTK. We got it's funny, no one could pronounce this card's name, Delindrous Dragon. I played this card because there's actually a combo you can do where you have Quad Boral, Delindrous, and then you can Quad Boral, pop the Delindrous, summon out 2 Rockets, special summon this back, and then these 2 can make an Appaloosa. So I thought it'd be good. It came up in Swiss. It didn't come up ever in the top cut. So I think this card should be IP Masquerena, and then I cut something else for, what is that card called? Unicorn. So yeah, this card might get cut. He didn't come up as much.
So future edits.
Yeah, exactly. Future edits, definitely. Going to be a lot of them. Halki, good card, definitely comes up at times. It's why we kind of play 2 Rocket Synchron. Yeah, no regret. Shout out to Jib for this. I always laugh with him on this because I was playing B Cop and he like yelled at me. Well, this was before when LP was around, and he's like, "No, bro, Halki's the way to go." So Halki is the way to go. 1 Appaloosa. Negator, 1 Saryuja, made it sometimes. Boral Sword, made it all the time. This card's insane. 1 Savage, yes, I had no links in my grave, and I still summon this to go into a card that I'll show later. Chaos Ruler, this card is absolutely busted. It just mills. It's insane. And then, yeah, that Savage led me to Hot Red. So Hot Red was really good. Found out I can negate anti-spell, which was pretty good. And then number 22, Zombie Stein. So like I said, this was kind of like the spice card. So I made this card, again, the level 8. And the thing is you want these to go in your grave for the safer to pitch them out. And same thing with the Chaos Ruler. Like you'll bring back the Chaos Ruler. You'll have one of those on your board. And then you don't want them to get banished, right? So you just kind of like make the Zombie Stein with them and it protects them from getting banished. So yeah, that's everything for my deck.
Is there any changes that you would do like right off the bat?
Yeah, like the extra deck definitely has a lot of work, like I said. Like this was like in preparation for like it was a new format. Obviously we got like more defined later down the road, like a couple of weeks after. What I even like just leading because we had to submit our list on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and afterwards I was like, oh, there's so many more changes I want to make. I wish I played Lancia. I wish I played like a whole bunch of other cards too. But in reality, I mean, second place isn't bad. So I love my deck for the way it is. That's what I'll say.
All right, and I mean, personally, as somebody who's seen you just kind of evolve in this whole Yu-Gi-Oh evolution here, what would you say to other players that are looking to get better and try to up their game?
Oh man, good question. Since quarantine, I really wanted to up my game, and I think I have. I got more serious with the team. I feel like a team really helps. Like a team is really important. Team that has similar goals and values and things like that. So that was really important for me, and I was able to find a bunch of guys that I click well with, and we were able to test and do things and play in a lot of team tournaments together. And I think those helped me out. Like been playing against like a lot of pro players in like these like online events, and I thought it was really broken. So I think that really helps. Is just playing, speaking with others. Yeah, for the most part, I think that's the biggest thing, and just kind of continuing to don't let not topping. I've played in this is my 3rd or 4th YCS. I bubbled before. I was bubbling regionals, and then eventually when you beat that and you get to that curve, you just kind of, I don't know. Like I don't even know how I got in second, to be honest with you. I'm really happy, and yeah,
hard work and dedication. Hard work and dedication.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh man.